Storm clouds gather over Europe. Mistrust and rivalries between realms threaten to break and flood the world in a tide of total war.
Yep, it's the age of the sword, the shield, the knights, and soon, the big fuck-off gun. Hello everyone, and welcome to Series 1 of Let's Play Medieval 2 Total War England Campaign, Episode the First, with me, Squawker. And, as voted by you good people, England shall be the first to take the reins in this campaign, so before we allow some rains to fall on the plains of Spain, because I'll soon be raining many arrows on the plains of Spain, maybe not, but yeah, we're going to get into it. Now, if you are here for action, then yeah, I sort of in the right place, because usually my battles can usually go either very well or very wrong. Don't really tend to have that much middle ground anymore, or at least that's my situation in Rome. But if you're here for the action, please kindly skip to episode 2. For today, we are playing the Administrator, the Observer, as in my usual tradition. This episode, we're going to learn about our faction, and we are going to have a little look at our initial situation on the campaign map, but we won't be making any moves. That shall occur on the next episode, so see you there, my friends. Otherwise, if you're willing to stay, then hello, and let's get into it. So let's have a look and see what the sitch is with England, see what our initial strengths and weaknesses are, what we need to be on lookout for, and what our initial plans should be. So it will be a bit of a short episode, but hey. But yeah, we're going to jump into the grand campaign, and we're going to get ready to go. So my faction is already conveniently selected. As you can see, we are going to be playing as England on the long campaign, and I did decide to change my mind, and we are going to be playing on hard, but I am going to have advice switched on for only vital info, just because I don't want to miss any tricks that I should be missing with this game, just in case, because I am quite in the mindset of playing Rome. I have played campaign on Medieval 2 before, but it is honestly donkey's years since I last played it. But like 2010 I last played Medieval 2, so it's just really for the sake of me not forgetting anything that might be I might not want to forget. But yeah, battle time limits are going to be disabled because I don't really like having them on, but then I'll regret that later on, but whatevs. And yeah, CPU moves will be shown because I like to observe where the computer's going. But our faction today is England, and as you can see, we start with control of bits of England and Normandy, since the year is 1080 AD, which is about 14 years on from the events of 1066, where William the Conqueror conquered bits of England and became what we define as our first English king. It was more of a Norman, but kind of set off the chain of kings since the last Anglo-Saxon king had died out in the Battle of Hastings. But having recently wrestled control of England from the Saxons, many would expect the conquering Normans to be somewhat spent and weakened. However, the new rulers of England have swiftly replaced and improved the taxation system so as to replenish their coffers in quick time, thanks to their Doomsday Book. Most importantly, William the Conqueror came with the support of the Pope, as well as a mixed force of well-trained infantry, archers, and heavy cavalry. England's new masters have a more modern approach to the art of warfare and will to utilise the country's rich resources to maximum effect. The English court may now speak French, but the Normans certainly don't consider their conquests a French territory. This independence in England, plus the proximity of Normandy to other lands that the French monarchy consider their own, makes France an immediate and obvious threat to deal with. The ever-stubborn Scottish also prevent the King of England from having uncontested control of the British Isles. Though they presently face trouble on multiple fronts, the English are in a rather promising position. The Scots to the north are isolated from the rest of Europe and should be easy to wear down with a strong ally on the mainland, or better yet, without one. The French royal forces are more than a match for their armies in Normandy, but they also have enough fronts to deal with right now that they are unlikely to be able to drive them from the continent anytime soon. So yeah, we'll be dealing with two enemies first, or potential enemies, the French and the Scots. We'll have a look at our situation, we'll decide which one may be the best one to start wearing down, keeping in mind that we're on hard, so we don't want to start too many fights at once, especially in this early stage of a campaign. I learned that the hard way in my Carthage campaign on Rome. But yeah, strengths of England, by the way, we boast superb longbowmen and strong infantry. Weaknesses, however, we lack variety in our cavalry. That being said, we'll probably have access to like some Norman knights or something, like, you know, because the Normans brought the good knights, but I guess we're a bit one-dimensional when it comes to cavalry. I guess it's knights or nothing. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump in, see the intro, and let's have a little look and see where we're at the campaign map and prepare to make our opening moves. So without further ado, oh, by the way, our goal, 45 regions and Jerusalem. How we're going to get Jerusalem is a puzzle we'll have to solve one day, and we'll have a think about it today as well. Either way, let's jump in.
With the Norman conquest and a crowned king came the dawning of a new era for England. Nobles ordered the construction of mighty castles to fortify the realm. To rule this land is a birthright, but to control it requires the courage and skill few possess. It is a kingdom beset by enemies. The Scots press at its borders, the Vikings to the north, and the French separated by a mere channel of water. All of the country exists in a state of war, as even the common are called upon for duty. In these times of total war, it rests on the shoulders of those who lead to ensure the kingdom does not fall into ruin.
So it's the summer of 1080 AD. William sits on the throne, but in reality he wouldn't be sitting on it much longer, because he'd have a bit of an accident where he falls down a hole and then blows up on his own funeral, but we'll discuss the historical details another day. Either way, let's have a little look at what's going on in England town. We currently control 3 provinces, that of London, Cayenne and Nottingham. York lies to the north in control of rebels, as will whatever Welsh town chooses to be Welsh. Scots lie to the north, probably in Edinburgh, and as far as I can tell, Ireland is unconquered. Meanwhile, down in Cayenne, we have the French to our south. Rennes is a tempting target in Brittany. Bruges, or Belgium, looks like a bit of a tough cookie to crack. It looks like one of the stronger rebel towns, held by the Flemish. Still, we're going to see what we have available, what assets we have, and start drawing up our plans. We're not necessarily going to be making any moves, So that will be for the next episode, as I've already stated. So let's just see what the sitch is. So we won't
From
have
time to time,
yes.
you will receive special missions from the Pope, your Council of Nobles.
I kind of knew that one because yeah, this was something that was expanded on. Because in Rome 1, you just had the Senate bossing you about if you had the misfortune to play as some filthy Roman. Now it's just they'll turn up when they want. So yeah, we don't have any missions. In terms of our family tree, William sits on the throne.
The number on the top right
Thank
of the
you for
unit
telling
cards
me.
shows how many of those units are available to recruit. The rate that units become available for hire depends on the buildings in your settlement. Troops are trained in different buildings at various...
I thought it was just vital information, but I guess it's going to be any information. Yep, so William currently sits at 50 years old, and he's got quite a few... well, this is what we could recruit so far. Spear militia and town militia. So obviously, expanding our recruitment options is something we're probably going to have to look at. But he currently sits on the throne, and his stats are alright. He's got dread as well. Ooh, there's a bit of a dreaded king, but he's also got a nice amount of command. Decent amount of authority, and his piety's alright, so yeah. Looks like William is, well, a bit on the dark side, a competent ruler. Rufus currently sits as priest.
This scroll shows you the details of a general in your
for some reason Stephen
faction.
hasn't bothered to fucking turn up, so I guess Stephen died or something. Or even William II, I can't remember where he was. There's also Henry though. Hello, Henry. Yeah, Prince Rufus is currently chucking around. He is... I don't even know where he is. Rufus, where are you, me lad? He's probably on the field, I think. Yeah, is there a way to locate dudes? Are you Rufus? Hello, Rufus. So Rufus is currently near York. Probably most likely we're going to match him on York. He's also got the access to hire some merc crossbows. Tempting. He's a very loyal dude because he's factionaire probably. He's also got a little bit of piety, but could probably use some more. And his command, we can work on that. And the other dude in the family tree was Robert, who has...
Use this scroll to construct buildings.
I know how to run a fucking settlement, right? Seriously, I thought it was just like stuff that was different from Rome 1, not like everything, but yeah. Maybe I'll just switch the advice off and wing it. Which I think I might actually end up doing. So yeah, we've got 2 command, quite a bit of loyalty, piety, but no chivalry. So maybe that's also something Robert could work on as well. But so far his recruitment options are actually quite good in KN, so that might mean we can at least build up a nice little defence in KN should the French turn on us. Let's see what else we have to look at. So we've got faction rankings, but let's face it, everyone right now will be at 0, so that isn't really interesting. Lists, I know what lists are. Yes, we've got King William, we've also got some other people. We've got Captain Robin, Admiral Giles, Admiral Nigel. That's a fucking stupid name for an admiral. Hello, I'm Admiral Nigel. I'm here to fix your boats. But yeah, we've also got our settlements. Everyone's doing good. Nottingham's stagnated in growth, so we should look into that. We've got our agents. We've got a spy in York. We've got Samuel Blake, a merchant. Alright, what's a merchant do?
Merchants can be used to trade resources and make acquisitions. Hold your cursor over a resource to show its value, and move your merchant onto it to commence trading.
The one bit of useful advice you've given me all game, right? So, merchants. So these agents are probably able to move on to these many resources which are on the map and make money off them. So... if I was to put him on those dice, he'd make me 6 florins per turn, also known as fuck all. Maybe if I trade in someone else's territory, that might work. I don't know if that's a naughty thing though. We've also got Lawrence Biddle, the diplomat, currently in KN, so we can initiate diplomatic relations with the French and others beyond, get all our trading rights set up. Aston is a cardinal.
Using priests to convert the population can increase public order in your own provinces, or incite unrest in foreign provinces. You might want to convert a rival's population to ensure a smooth transition to your religion when you invade.
As smart as that sounds, we are pretty much smack bang in the middle of Catholic Europe, so probably not going to happen. I don't think the Scottish have gone pagan. I think they've actually gone Catholic at this point. So, still, I'll have uses for him. And he is a cardinal, so I guess that means he's one of the Pope's mates. And we also have a princess, Princess Cecilia, currently stationed in Nottingham.
Princesses can engage in diplomacy with foreign emissaries. Right-click on a character, army or settlement belonging to another faction to enter negotiations.
Ah, so she's just a diplomat, but a woman.
Your princess can engage in diplomacy with other factions or propose marriage to foreign generals. Proposing marriage to a general gives you a chance to bring him into your faction. Marrying a king or heir creates a marriage alliance. Marriage proposals from princesses with high charm are more likely to be accepted.
I like the sound of that, so we could use the power of marriage to wing me some good deals. Alright, Cecilia, I might have some uses for you if a Scottish. So yeah, that's our agents. Faction summary window. Yeah, not really. I think we've pretty much gone all over us. Turn limit's a bit tighter though this time. I only have 225 turns, whereas in Rome 1 I think I had fucking forever, so yeah. Time is somewhat on my side, but not completely on my side. So no dilly-dallying is what we're gonna have to do. And AI can save money. I'd rather have it save money, but I will try and make sure I manually manage as much as I can. Also, we've got this, the College of Cardinals.
There are 13 positions in the College of Cardinals. New cardinals are selected when a position is vacant. To increase the chance of your priests being selected as cardinals, stay in the Pope's good graces and send your priests on converting missions.
Alright, so basically good popes get positions on the College of Cardinals. Looks like pretty much every faction's got a cardinal already, but at least we have one as well. So these guys probably also have a chance of becoming the Pope at some point. So play our cards right, and we have a Pope who might be a bit, you know, lenient towards us. Diplomacy, I know what diplomacy is. Yeah, no wars going on. Everyone starts out neutral. Let's try and make sure we don't build up too many enemies, and let's try and make sure we get a few alliances going. Most likely, I think we may go toward the French pretty early on. I think what is in my head is dealing with the Scottish first. The Holy Roman Empire and maybe the Italians would be a good target for diplomacy, and then I can maybe focus on conquering Iberia, because obviously I fucking love going here all the time. But then again, it might be a bit of a clusterfuck down there now. But oh well, we'll see how it plays out. You know, we'll pick our allies. Basically, allies who are convenient to me is my attitude. And here's
Religion
the Pope.
is central in these times, and the Pope is both the religious leader of all Catholics and the head of the Papal States. You should bear in mind each faction standing with the Pope during your diplomatic relations with those factions.
I think what she means there is you can pick on people the Pope doesn't like. Right now, everyone's even, except the Holy Roman Empire, because fuck those guys. So, yeah, the Pope likes us, feels no ill will towards us, for he finds the Holy Roman Empire's faith is wanting. I know that the Pope can get a bit of a narc on though if you do start wars against other factions, so maybe worth trying to sabotage another faction's relations with the Pope in order to make sure, you know, because I think he has a thing, if Catholics fight other Catholics, he doesn't find it very interesting. Well, don't find it very good. Obviously, find it very interesting, so he'd be very interested in trying to stop that shit. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're up to. It looks like we have a strong starting position. Nottingham, London and Cayenne are all making money. Population and public order is very good. We have a small army here, led by Captain Robin. I know what an army is. Looks like we've got some spear militia, who, yeah, they don't look very fantastic, but I guess they're just good little mainline troops. A couple of peasant archers and peasants, which are, like, literally a fucking throwaway. What do we know about... Go away now. You're getting on... Right, I'm turning her off, honestly, because, right, I think I've already learned everything I need to know now. Yeah, so Rennes. It's a town that's more or less Catholic. Defences are non-existent. I don't know what the defences are like. It may be worth maybe buffing up our Captain Robin's army before he goes for Rennes. As much as I like to go for Bruges, it looks like it's... quite tough. I mean, you know, we've got Flemish pikemen. They're probably going to be hard to take down. Crossbowmen, I can imagine they're going to be good in a defensive pickle. And armoured sergeants, yeah. I think for now we'll leave Bruges be. We also have access to try and make a move on York as well. What we know about there is it's a pretty weak garrison. 2 peasants, no walls. Spear militia, archer militia. What is Rufus bringing? 2 peasant archers. to spear militia. It might be worth requesting additional troops from Nottingham before we make a move on York. However, I am very, 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 very wary that the Scottish might have the same idea. So we may be in a race to grab our first few provinces against the French and the Scots. But let's try, I think, for our first few turns, consolidate getting a hold of England and Wales, get hold of Brittany, and then I feel like our first major war is going to be against the Scottish. Getting control of the British Isles would be ideal. It's a very strong defendable location. If we get our navy up to scratch, we should be untouchable for a while. That being said, the Danes may get quite determined to take me down, but I think for now, let's see how much we can get away with. But that is where I am going to call it an episode, my friends. So, we've had a little look at England and our starting position. Overall, we're in a good starting position. We've got an ability to make a move on 2 towns, so we can easily increase to 5 out of 45 provinces. So we're already on the right tracks. We probably do need to think about dealing with the Scottish and the French though. I'm going to try and be friendly with the French for now, but the Scottish, I feel the need to conquer them. And then obviously there's all this shit over here where I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see what happens over here way into the future. Because also we need to get to Jerusalem at some point, which is all the way over here. What we know about it is, well, apparently it has walls, but yeah. I think long term, maybe conquer France, then we can send troops through the Mediterranean and up to Jerusalem, but we'll worry about that another day. For now, let us call this an episode. So I hope you've enjoyed, and next time, we'll make our opening moves. See you there!